The issue is that nobody's coming to me and saying that to me. Nobody's patting me on the back. Nobody's saying, hey, good job, Ravi, way to take this business here. I was working in an Italian restaurant and people would walk by and make fun of me. And then when I left the restaurant and I just went full-time in my online business, it was even more depressing and even more lonely because so entrepreneurship is not exactly the rosy, beautiful, millionaire lifestyle that you see a lot of people online selling you. It actually can really suck sometimes. And so I want to take a second in this video and just walk you through a few ways that I personally think entrepreneurship is kind of the bad end of a bargain so that you know if you're just getting in entrepreneurship or what to expect as you scale your business. So the first thing is that entrepreneurs only get to work on what is going wrong. Now, if you're inside of a company and you're working for somebody else, you might be following your passion. You may be doing the thing that you're the absolute best at, and you get to do that thing and you get to have all the benefits of it and you get to always focus on the great stuff inside of it. But as an entrepreneur, your job is to literally find the fires inside of your business or other people's business and just spend all of your time doing it. So you spend the majority of your life and the majority of your time every single day finding things that are going wrong and trying to fix them. And it may not seem like a big deal, but as somebody who has spent years inside of their business putting out fires on a day-to-day basis, it is absolutely exhausting and it can be really negative as you are doing it, and it compounds day after day after day, and you could have this incredible, amazing business that's transforming people's lives, but because you as the entrepreneur spends your time day to day fixing all of the things that are going wrong, you may not even recognize it, which is why you should make sure you take a second every once in a while, and every morning I write what I'm grateful for so that I have a better idea that, hey, even though I'm dealing with this problem right now, I'm actually running an incredible company that's helping thousands of customers. We're employing dozens of people, and maybe I should realize that like things could definitely be worse. The second deep dark secret of entrepreneurship that a lot of people don't tell you is that nobody tells you if you do a good job. So as the CEO of my company, we have around 34 employees, and I make it a point every single day to at least message one of them and tell them, hey, thank you for this, you did a great job for this, or I appreciate you sacrificing this for the company, whatever else it is, to show my gratitude for them. Because in all honesty, all of my team members are absolute studs. They're A players, they can go do their own thing if they want to, and I know they're making sacrifices by coming and working and helping me build this vision and dream that I have for scaling with systems. But the issue is that nobody's coming to me and saying that to me. Nobody's patting me on the back, nobody's saying, hey, good job, Ravi, way to take this business here. And I'm not asking, I'm not fishing for compliments here, and I don't need anybody to tell me that, but it's just a thing that nobody really tells you is that you're not going to get a pat on your back. And almost it's the opposite. If you think about what's in your mind, at least for myself, most likely, I'm always thinking of what I'm doing wrong and what could be better and how much more money we should be making or how much better the offer should be or whatever else it is. And I never actually think like, Ravi, take a second and, 3 years ago you were serving breadsticks in an Italian restaurant and right now you're doing $1 million a month in an online business, doing something you never had any idea you'd be able to do before, helping your family or whatever else it is. So I actually take a second every single morning and I write down 3 things. I have another video, which I'll link in the description down below, where I talk about my morning routine, but I write down 3 things that I did great yesterday. And that way I'm able to identify, hey, Ravi, like based on the goals and missions that you have, these 3 things you did yesterday are bringing you closer to those. And that just reminds me first thing in the morning, like, hell yes, I'm doing this stuff. I'm on the right journey. I'm on the right path. And I just give myself a nice little pat on the back. And the final thing about entrepreneurship that I just want you guys to be aware of as you guys are diving into this world is the loneliness. When I first started my business in 2018, I had just dropped out of law school and I was working in an Italian restaurant, and I still remember this day. The Italian restaurant opened at 5 o'clock, but we didn't actually start seeing people till like 6:37. So from 5 to 6:37, I was in the back room on my computer watching YouTube videos and going through the courses that I bought, trying to learn how to do online advertising. And people would walk by and make fun of me and poke games at me. I was just going against the crowd and going against the grain, and I know that made other people insecure, so they made fun of me. Then when I left the restaurant and I just went full-time in my online business, it was even more depressing and even more lonely because I had nobody to share the wins with. I had nobody to share the losses with. And there's a very interesting time in entrepreneurship, like when you just start out and before you start achieving success, where people start seeing like and understanding who you are and how you can help people, and you start growing a following. there's this like weird space in between this where you don't have any friends and you don't have any people you can talk to and you don't have any allies and you don't have anybody that's on your same mission or on your same dream, and you can't invest into finding people like that because you don't have the money, because you haven't made the money in your business. And for me, that was the first 8 or 12 months of my business, and I'd be lying to you guys if I said that I wasn't depressed at some point inside of it. I was very alone. There was nobody I could talk to. There's nobody who even understood what online business was. I couldn't tell my family or friends because they just thought that I was like one of those cam boys that you see on those websites you shouldn't be going to. And so it was difficult for me to do it. And I finally, luckily, I'm really grateful that I got through it and I was able to start surrounding myself with other people that did similar things. And now it's very easy for me to just be totally immersed in this world, and everybody I talk to is doing the same thing. And then I was like, man, I hope I make my first $10,000 month. Now I'm surrounded by people who are doing millions of dollars every single month, and like my whole perspective has changed. But there's definitely a lonely period of entrepreneurship that nobody talks about, that is depressing, that I just want to warn you guys before you dive into it. So if you guys got value out of this video, please be sure to smash the like button and hit subscribe. Also, if you want to get a better idea of how I combated those 3 things that were really difficult about entrepreneurship, I have an entire video. It's one of my most watched videos on my morning routine, how I get up at 5 a.m. and what I do from 5 to 9 a.m. every single day in order to make sure I combat that and stay happy, positive, and effective throughout the whole day. So I'll link that both below the video, and you can get access to it by clicking on what's on your screen right now. And I'll see you guys in the next video.